Hey everyone, today I want to talk about 5 Star Wars UCS sets that LEGO absolutely needs to make. LEGO has been really good lately about choosing UCS sets we really want. As a community, I feel like we're being listened to more and more, and so I wanted to make this video listing my top 5 I think need to be made. All these ships and vehicles on this list are iconic and have been fan favorite for years, and it's high time they get the Ultimate Collector Series treatment. With that said, let's get started. In no particular order, I'm going to start with the Ghost. This, of course, is at the top of a lot of people's lists. This ship is well known from its time spent in Rebels, but it's also been showing up in other sources of media recently. You can see it in the background of Rogue One, or even it's prominently featured in the Ahsoka show. Because of all this and the growing fan base for Star Wars Rebels, the popularity for that show, the ship, everything about it, has been skyrocketing recently. This old theme desperately needs LEGO's attention, and a big way to do that would be with the UCS Ghost. For minifigures, I would want to see the whole crew as well, and this would be based off the Rebels version, so I'd want the whole crew from Rebels. It'd really be cool to see Zeb, Hera, Sabine, Kanan, Ezra, all them, Chopper. It's been such a long time. As far as which version of all these characters, it's hard to say. Their appearance changes quite a bit throughout the cartoons, from Season 1 to Season 4. I would say, though, I would maybe prefer the later seasons. Season 3 and 4 is really when the show hits its stride, and so I'd hopefully like to see a version based on that. Getting back to the ship, though, this one has a very unique design that would look cool in LEGO. It has a hexagon shape and a lot of extra little things all around it that make it very distinguishable. Plus, it has a really nice look because it's all white with some really fun colors splashed in there. Of course, this build would not be complete either without a Phantom 1 or 2. Either way, it'd be cool. Again, though, I'm leaning towards the Phantom 2 because it would match the minifigures as I mentioned earlier. I think the later seasons are the way to go, but I could also see them doing the early season with the Phantom 1 and Season 1 characters. Either way, I think people would just be happy to get a Rebel set at this point. It's been such a long time, and I think the Ghost is very deserving. It did just have that playset re-release for Ahsoka, and that set seems to be selling pretty well. I can only imagine that with its success, a UCS Ghost is on their mind. And with more seasons of Ahsoka coming out, we'll see this ship more and more, so I can only imagine the probability of us getting this is only increasing. After that, the next set I want to talk about is an AT-TE. LEGO chooses a lot of starships for the UCS line, but a ground vehicle could be a great pick as well. Case in point, the UCS AT-AT. That is an amazing build, and while of course this one isn't quite the same scale, it would look just as good. From the prequel era, this tank is well known for its general use throughout the Clone Wars, and that's where a lot of its fans will lie. The Clone Wars fans are quite a vocal bunch. I myself am one of them, and I have to admit, it's a little insane how far Clone Wars fans will go for these sets. Because I know if they put this out, plenty of people would storm and buy it right away. Case in point, the UCS Venator. I think LEGO's picked up on that too, judging by the increase in clone sets recently. And if they wanted to go this route with the UCS set, it is the most popular ground vehicle from the Clone Wars, and it has a very interesting design that would look great in UCS detail. Some people might point to the turbo tank, but I think the AT-TE is a better choice. The 6 legs make for a much more interesting build, and I think it'll just look better on a shelf. I know that's somewhat up to personal preference, but I also believe that the AT-AT just holds a little more staying power given that it's shown up in the Clone Wars so many times. It's much more common to see the AT-TE than a turbo tank. So I think this is where LEGO should lie for the Republic's first ground vehicle UCS set. Now, if I want to talk about the minifigures, I can't really give you any that I think would go with it that well. You could really choose anyone because this vehicle is in so many different scenes, battles. LEGO really could take a creative liberty here and go with whoever they want. Realistically, it'd probably just be like a clone and a Jedi. Which pairing, who knows, but that's probably what we'd get, and that'd be okay with me. Next to the UCS Gunship and Venator, this set would look amazing, and hopefully LEGO continues to expand the UCS Republic Army. I think this is a no-brainer for the next Republic vehicle. Maybe I'm wrong, but if I am, I think it would have to be the next one on this list. The next set is the ARC 170 I have to talk about. This is a very popular pick for a UCS upgrade. We actually just had a playset reveal of this set not too long ago. It'll be coming out January 1st, and I like what I'm seeing, but I would also like to see that in a UCS scale. This starfighter is one of the best looking out there with a very unique design, from the wings to the big engines and the 3 cockpits with that rear gunner on the back. This is one of the main starfighters featured in the Galactic Republic's fleet, and this ship would be a very nice choice to join the UCS ranks. Of course, its most famous appearance is from that opening of Revenge of the Sith. I could only imagine this UCS model would be based on that scene. This really wouldn't change much about this except the pilots included, and maybe adding a couple buzz droid side builds would be cool as well. This is a very popular ship, and I'd love to see a larger model of it, as would so many others. It makes perfect sense for this to be the first UCS Republic starfighter. I don't see any way around it. It's just too iconic with that opening scene from Revenge of the Sith. Not to mention, I think this playset will be a precursor, and they're going to kind of test the waters, see how it does, realize how well that ship is going to sell, and they're going to want to make a UCS model of it. After that, we can start to look at the Death Star 2, a build that's been done before but a long time ago. This is the only set on here I actually have that's a remake, but I had to add it here because it is so deserving of it. In general, we haven't seen a LEGO Death Star in quite some time. This one in particular is about 20 years old. That said, it's still a great build, but it's rare and expensive now. We definitely need a remake. It goes for thousands of dollars on eBay, and it's just totally unobtainable for the average fan. The sphere shape of the Death Star is iconic and looks super neat in LEGO. Plus, the Death Star 2 is in the process of being built, giving it a whole nother half full of detail different from the rest. It works great as a contrast and makes a somewhat simple build much more complex and dynamic. Case in point, the old set that still sells very well. I think it looks really great, and we know it's on their mind because they just recently made that gift with purchase that was the miniature Death Star 2. There's a very large demand for this set, and it's been a while since we've seen any form of the Death Star, 1 or 2. So it feels like it's time for a new Death Star. And finally, we're on to the last set I have for this video, and that is Home 1. This is the flagship of the Rebellion, captained by Admiral Akbar himself. It's well known for its scene in Return of the Jedi when he leads the attack on the Death Star 2. The Mon Calamari ships have a design unlike any other, and its constant round, smooth exterior could prove to be quite the unique UCS set. I myself may be partially biased because it is one of my favorite ships in all Star Wars, but it still has yet to make its way into a LEGO set until just recently. It's finally made its way into a smaller Starship Series set, and for that reason it might be a little while till we see it in UCS scale, but I'm hoping it's just a precursor to a full UCS Home 1. It looks so different from every other Star Wars ship, it'd stand out on a shelf. Plus, it'd look really good at posing the UCS Star Destroyer, along with all the UCS Rebel starfighters they've made over the past few years. The Rebels are missing their flagship, and I find it necessary to be made as a UCS set sometime soon. It's a one-of-a-kind ship that'd make a very interesting set that'll stand out in a UCS line that already has so many amazing ships. And with that, there is my full list. The top 5 Star Wars UCS sets that LEGO absolutely needs to release. Each one of these would be something unique that we haven't seen before, or in the Death Star 2's case, something we haven't seen in a very long time. So, which of these would you like to see as the next UCS set? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this list, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.